Spotlights cut the ballroom into slices of color. Champagne hissed. Laughter ricocheted off crystal walls. I stood at the edge of the stage, gift box in hand, waiting for her cue. She took the mic, eyes wet with mock gratitude. First, a huge thank you to Dylan. She pointed to a man I had never met. The crowd cheered. Then she waved me forward like an afterthought and tossed a cheap cotton bundle my way. Black letters, divorced. Flashbulbs caught my stunned half-smile. Everyone thought it was a prank. Only I felt the floor tilt. 5 minutes later, I was in the parking lot, ripping the ribbon off her real present, a diamond-set key to the apartment in Paris she always wanted. I pocketed the key, left the empty box in the trash. By the time I reached my car, the screen read 157 missed calls. I didn't answer. The party had been my idea, her 30th. No expense spared. Imported roses, curated playlist, rooftop fireworks timed to her birth minute. But Dylan's name appeared on every vendor invoice she handled. The caterer called him the husband. The DJ asked if I was one of the cousins. Still, hope is a stubborn organ. I clung to it until the t-shirt landed in my hands. The joke wasn't the worst part. The casual cruelty was. She never looked at me during her speech, as if I'd already been erased and replaced with a more photogenic outline, a man who applauds when told to leave. I drove home on autopilot, pulse steady, mind filing facts. Fact, her phone backed up to the cloud I pay for. Fact, she trusted me to ignore it, the way one ignores wallpaper. At 2 a.m., I opened her hidden album, selfies with Dylan in hotel mirrors, receipts dated months ago, a Google Maps pin titled Our Place. I copied everything to an encrypted folder, evidence, but also inoculation. Next, the finances. Skimmed bank exports, found silent debits funneling to a joint account I never signed. She was building an escape fund. Tonight's t-shirt was simply the reveal. I did not pace, I drafted. Routes, passwords, contingency timers, the quiet architecture of disappearance. At dawn, I closed the laptop, feeling nothing but precision. 2 days later, a courier delivered divorce papers, her signature notarized. Filed before the party. Cause listed, abandonment. Neat, preemptive. She expected outrage. She prepared headlines. I sent a single text. Meet me where it started. 7 p.m. The cafe where we first planned a future now served craft beers. She arrived in designer grief, mascara ready for cameras that weren't there. I slid my phone across the table. Gallery open. Pictures, transfers, dates. Her hand flew to her throat. Where did you... I sipped water, silent. Let her scroll through her own deceit until the screen timed out. I produced the Paris key, set it between us. Her eyes brightened. Reflex, greed. That was your gift, I said. But gifts are for partners. I broke the key clean in half on the table edge. Metal snapped like brittle bone. She jolted, as if feeling the fracture in her chest. Your accounts? I continued. Frozen. Fraud investigation. Dylan's name is on every illegal withdrawal. Enjoy arbitration. Her phone lit up. Account access denied. Then another alert. And another. She reached for me across spilled water. I can explain. I pushed my chair back. Explain it to the man you thanked. I left her with the shards of Paris and the clink of closing doors. I drove until city lights thinned into dark highway. Her calls stacked, 158, 159, each more frantic than the last. I muted them all. Somewhere behind me she was discovering how swiftly worship turns to witness, how applause fades when the stage collapses. I rolled the window down, let night air erase the echo of her voice. The phone buzzed once more, then stilled. Number 160. I dropped it into the passing river without slowing. Cold water swallowed the lies, the noise, the name I no longer needed.